So, you're at your first big interview. You're dressing nice, you smell good, and you're doing your best to convince this person on why you are perfect for the job. But what you don't know is that the interview is actually the second step of the hiring process. First up is the resume. A resume, according to bc.edu, is a summary of your experience and skills relevant to the field of work you are entering. The reason a resume is so important in this day and age is because businesses are under high pressure to hire somebody as quickly as possible. They have to go through tons of resumes every day to find the perfect match for that position. In fact, TheInsider.com did research saying that professional recruiters go through roughly 50 resumes a day, and they only spend between 6 and 20 seconds on your resume. That means that your resume has to impress people in as little as 6 seconds. Does yours? Well, my name is Niedel, and I'm here to give you a few simple tips and tricks that you could use for your next resume to really help impress. The 3 things that you could do is 1, make it visually attractive. 2, keep it organized. And 3, always keep it updated. Now we know that first impressions mean a lot. Well, the same applies for the business world. And your resume is your first impression. The best way you can make a good first impression is keeping it visually attractive. That means making sure all the margins are 1 inch, making the font readable, keeping the font simple, such as Times New Roman or Arial. On top of that, what you should really do is get professional certified cotton resume paper. There is such a paper, and it looks great. It'll really make your resume stand out above all the other standard paper users. Now, what you don't want to do is get flashy, colorful fonts, neon colors, use something like Comic Sans. You don't want to put a picture on there. That'll just get your resume trashed and laughed at. Now, your resume looks good. Great. But now here's that 6-second scan of your resume that recruiters are doing. The best way to pass the 6-second scan is keeping it organized. You want to make sure that you have headings and subheadings. You want to make sure that all your information is clearly detailed. Schoolwork. You want to make sure that classes are labeled too. In fact, important information such as classes can really help you in the future. You want to make sure that information such as classes are bulleted. Also, the school that you go to, bullets. Bullets help because it helps the reader scan through it, see what they want to find, and pick out what they really want to know. On top of that, you should also underline, highlight, or maybe even bold or italicize certain things that are important. Now, you passed the visually interesting part. You passed the 6-second scan. Congratulations! You're at that interview I was telling you about. You might even have the job. Does this mean that you should put your resume up on a wall and frame it and say, that's what got me this job? No. You need to keep updating it. Work on it every day. Well, maybe not every day. But what you really need to focus on is keeping it updated with your life. If you have a new job, a new class, a new internship, put it on your resume. However, what you do need to know is that you need to make it relevant to your next job. Don't just type up a resume, send out 100 copies to everyone, and cross your fingers. You need to make it personal. Trying to go into PR? Make sure that you have classes that you take in PR, such as speech class. Put that on your resume. Going into banking? Put something about a banking internship that you took. In fact, Matt Roberts, the customer service manager at local Beach and San Pablo Publix, he says that having 6 great jobs is awesome, but having 6 great jobs in the last 5 months may not be. This brings up the point of making sure that you're trying to sell yourself. Let's say you've had a bad history with a couple of jobs and you only held a couple for a week or 2. With those jobs, maybe you should think of limiting them or cutting them out. Make sure that you tailor it to your next career choice. That's the key. You really want to make sure that you're selling yourself to the specific company that you're applying for. Now, let's recap. Some of the best ways to sell yourself is keeping it visually attractive, making sure you get the high-quality business resume paper, keeping it organized, making sure that you have headings and subheadings, and you bold, italicize, or underline really important points. And finally, you want to sell yourself. You want to make sure that you keep it relevant, up to date, and you have good information on it that applies to the career that you're going for. Now, if this was too much information for you, or you got a little confused at some points, that's okay, because you're lucky enough to go to a campus that has career services over in Building 2. Monday through Friday, they offer resume critiques. You take your resume there, and they look at it, They judge it, and they help you out, trying to make it personal for your future career. And if you're completely lost on your resume, have no idea what to do, the best thing for you is to still go to Career Services. They offer physical copies of resume templates, so you get to base your next resume off of that and really have a great career. For me, in something like PR, for you guys, maybe a teacher or a banking assistant. But basically, with a good resume, any of those jobs are possible. Thank you.